The final module in the Workbench suite is Workbench Media. You can find this at drupal.org/project/workbench_media. I'm going to be using the 7.x-2.1 release because Workbench Media requires the media module, which you can find at drupal.org/project/media, and I'll be using the 7.x-2.0-unstable 6 version of the media module. This is because the 2.x version has some new features. It's the actively maintained version, and I've used it on more than one production site without any major issues. The 2.x release of media does require the file entity module, which you can find at drupal.org/project/file_entity. So I'll be using the 2.0-unstable 6 release of that as well. With those installed, we're ready to enable our modules. So on the module page, we'll go to the media section, and I'll enable file entity and media to begin with. I'm not going to enable Workbench Media just yet because I want to show you a little bit of the difference between what the media module is doing and what Workbench Media adds to it. Now, I'm not going to go into depth on the media module itself because it is such an in-depth module on its own. So I'm just going to show you some of the differences. First, I'm going to edit the article content type to use the media browser for uploading images. So I'll go to Structure, Content Types, Article, Manage Fields, Image, Widget Type. Now, instead of using the image widget type, I'm going to use the media file selector widget. And now I can see what it looks like when we create an article. So I'll go to Content, Add Content, Article, and we'll give it a title. Give it a short body. And when we scroll down, we now have a button that says Select Media. This is added by the media module, and we can upload a file like normal, or select one from our library of already uploaded media. I'll just choose one and hit Submit. I'll assign this to the Exhibits department, and save. And here we have our moderation information, but I'm going to head over to the My Workbench area. And here you'll see that if we click Create Content, we only have Article and Basic Page. Now I'm going to go enable the Workbench Media module. And with that done, I'm going to head back to my Workbench. You'll notice there's a new File List tab. We'll get to that in just a second. But first I want to point out the Create Content tab. You'll notice here that we can actually upload media without having to create content, for example, an article. If I click the Upload Media button, we're able to choose a file, and we can upload an image and hit Submit. And now you'll notice that we're actually taken over to the File List tab. Before we explore this anymore, I want to point out that this Create Content tab, the reason the Upload Media option is there and it's not under the standard Add Content tab is because this page is showing all entities that we can create, not just nodes. All right, let's head back over to the Files List tab. And this is very similar to the standard Files page, but provides some additional details such as path, file size, which nodes are using the file, and the file path. Now, in order for users to access and utilize the Workbench Media module, they'll need a few permissions. Let's take a look at those. First, in the Media section, the Import Media from the local file system permission is only required in order to upload media when creating content, for example, a new article. Even without this, users will be able to add media using the Workbench Media module and the Upload Media option that we just saw using the Workbench version of the Create Content tab. Down under Workbench, users will need to be able to access My Workbench in order to see the Create Content tab. And under Workbench Media, they'll need the permission Use the Media Add form. This is what shows the Upload Media option in the Workbench Create Content tab.